This spells trouble for United fans. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to not spend a penny of his own on the club, and we are just going to get another reincarnation of the Glazers. We need to wake up, smell the coffee, and we need to come out and put a stop to this ASAP. We need to stop Sir Jim coming out with these crazy statements saying that he's still in there and still wants to buy United. We need to tell him right now to back the hell off, man. Just go off. Go and buy Liverpool. Go and buy some other club, man. You cannot come and buy United with your loans and with your debts. So Ratcliffe breaks his silence. Yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has come out and given a statement about the takeover. Last night we got a statement from Sir Jim Ratcliffe about the current state of sale and takeover of Manchester United. We all thought it was dead and buried. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was out of the picture, but he has come back with a blast. Yes, Sir Jim Ratcliffe looks like he is still in the hot pursuit of buying Manchester United off the Glazers. I'm going to read out a few quotes for you so we get a picture of what he's saying and we can then discuss it. The first thing Sir Jim Ratcliffe says on record is that he signed a non-disclosure agreement which prevents him from speaking about the transfer openly and giving further details, which is inevitable. That's why both parties, the bidders, haven't been able to come out in the public and say what they wanted to say about the takeover. So we're not quite sure what the hell's going on because of that reason. They can only give you snippets of what's going on, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe carefully does. So he goes on to say, we have a good offer. We met the Glazers a couple of times and we've had good conversations, but at the end of the day, it's their decision. We would still very much like to do it. I also believe we would do a good job and do it for the right reasons. We keep very focused on it. Interesting, but that is neither here or there. I guess what he's saying is Ineos are still hot on the tracks of trying to buy Manchester United and they have not gone away, and they believe that they're buying it for the right reasons. Maybe he's thinking the Sheikh Yassim side are not buying it for the right reasons and therefore trying to send a message out there to the public, to the fans, and more importantly to the Glazers maybe. He goes on to say, but we aren't there to make money out of it. If it's a really good asset, it will increase its value over time. Again, he's sending out a message to the fans maybe there saying, look, he's not there to make money out of Manchester United and he will just hold on to it, and hopefully Man United increases in price later on in the future. This could also be a message, a cryptic message to the Glazers saying, look, I'm offering you a possibility to hold on to Manchester United, and then once the value of it increases, I will then give you your share of that increased value. Whereas Sheikh Yassim is saying, well, you take it or leave it right now. I'm not going to give you increased payments at a later stage. You sell right now and I will buy Manchester United at the current value and nothing more. If you're looking at it from the Glazers' point of view, of course you'd probably be thinking, wait up, it could go up in value. Why not hold on to a bit of it and then we can milk it later on, make some more money off this club rather than just sell the entirety of it now and leave it to increase in value. So Jim Ratcliffe goes on to say, they ain't making them anymore. He's talking about Manchester United there. It's like art or areas like that. When you have special things and their value continues to pick up over time because they are very special and rare. I don't like throwing money away or losing money. It doesn't make me happy at all. So again, what he's saying there is, he's saying, look, he believes Manchester United will increase in value and he believes that he's not throwing his money away. This could be another cryptic message to the banks that are loaning him the money, or investors that are investing in the Ineos group, and people that are in his group who are part of the bid and are proposing to buy Manchester United. So Jim Ratcliffe actually goes on to clarify that he won't change the name of Old Trafford and will not be taking that commercial opportunity. There has been talks that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to change the name of the Old Trafford Stadium to In Your Stadium or something like that, but he's confirmed that he's not going to do that if he ends up buying Manchester United. This statement obviously could be made to ease the tension between the fans who think that he might change the name of Old Trafford. Clearly he's saying that he's not. It looks unlikely that he will. Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually goes on then and says, it's one of our key interests. Get the lads in the pub, and football is one of the 2 or 3 subjects we talk about. It's football. We've worked really hard all our lives. Now we've made a bit of money, so you're allowed to have some fun, so long as it's sensible economically. So essentially what he's saying is that his mates get around, sit down and talk about football in the pub, and he wants to buy Manchester United because of that reason. I mean, again, this is it's almost like he wants the fans to believe that he is the right person to buy Manchester United. He wants to feel that he wants everyone to know that he's the common guy, goes down the pub and talks about football, but we all know that is not the case. He is a shrewd, very wealthy businessman, and yes, his kind of mates are not the ones that you'll find down the pub, let's put it that way. This whole statement could be a cryptic message to the Glazers. It could even be to Sheikh Yassim to back off. It could be many things. We don't know. It's coming at a very interesting time where everyone's been discussing that the Sheikh Yassim bid has been the successful bid. I feel like Sir Jim Ratcliffe's come out with this message right now because he wants to let the world know that actually he's still in there and the process is still ongoing. Sheikh Yassim is not the final winner of the bid, and Sheikh Yassim's side have just been blowing hot air, and he's here to stay. And in fact, it sounds like he's actually in the winning stages. It sounds like Sir Jim Ratcliffe actually is ahead of the Qatari group, is head of Sheikh Yassim, and he's now just trying to convince the fans of this. It's like he already knows that he's convinced the Glazers, but he needs to convince the fans that, look, I'm going to buy the club, I want you on my side. And this statement keeps on reading like that he's speaking to the fans rather than the Glazers and rather than Sheikh Yassim. He's saying to the fans, I'm going to end up buying Manchester United, but I want you on my side. Look, but for me, I've come on record and said many times that, look, I would prefer Sheikh Yassim to buy the club. And there's many reasons which I'll go through in a minute as to why I think Sheikh Yassim is the better owner and better option for Man United fans. But look, I've said it many times. If Sir Ratcliffe was a true Man United fan, he would allow the Glazers to sell the club to Sheikh Yassim. He would back out of the whole thing and let Sheikh Yassim buy the club. And the reason is quite simple, because Sheikh Yassim has got more funds available to make Manchester United successful, and that is why I've been backing Sheikh Yassim from day one. So I'll go through the reasons and I'll make my detailed reasonings for why I think Sheikh Yassim is better. You might have your own opinion, but let me go through this and let's see if they correlate. Number one, Sheikh Yassim is lauded a lot more than Sir Jim. Sir Jim is nowhere near the wealth of Sheikh Yassim. I mean, we are talking 10, 20 times more richer. Sheikh Yassim is lauded compared to Sir Jim. That is the number one. Number two, Yassim has set aside £1 billion to improve Old Trafford and Carrington. Sir Jim is breaking the bank quite literally just to get United in. There's no plans of further investment. Sir Jim is actually spending everything that he has just to get his foot in the door and allowing the Glazers to sit there whilst he's doing this, just so that he can just get his name on top of the door, but has no idea what to do after that. There's no investment plan for him. Number three, Sir Jim will invest Man United's own money into Manchester United. So what he's going to be doing is not much different from what the Glazers are currently doing. He's going to be taking whatever Manchester United make commercially, from the football, from everything else, and he'll be reinvesting that into Manchester United, just as what the Glazers have been doing. He's got no plans of investing his own money into Manchester United. The difference is Sheikh Yassim is actually going to put his own personal money into Manchester United. There is no question about it. He's not relying on the money that Manchester United will make going forward. He's not saying that he's going to simply take the money and reinvest whatever Manchester United is making, and he's not going to put any of his own money into it. Also, number 4, Sir Jim is getting heavy bank loans. So how the hell is this different from the Glazers? The Glazers, when they bought United for about 500 million, they were entirely leveraging bank loans. What is the position of Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Oh yes, he's doing exactly the same. He's leveraging huge bank loans to get this done. He is not spending any of his own money doing it. He's actually going out there, getting banks, getting investors to put the money down for him, which does not look good, and it's not much different from the Glazers, to be honest with you. So that is my other concern. Number 5, Sir Jim has offered Avram and Joel Glazer to stay on. They are the two brothers who've been in charge largely at United since day one, and of course they will want to show the other siblings that they've not just wasted their time at Manchester United. They want to show the rest of the world that they have not failed at their job at Manchester United, although clearly both of them have been terrible for the club. They've never come out and done anything with the club. I remember after the whole Super League saga went down and they said they're going to start coming out and talking to fans, communicate with the fans on a more regular basis. That never happened. They disappeared and they've never been seen again. They are complete and utter sellouts for my liking. And for Sir Jim Ratcliffe to even offer them a place on the board and a place at the club even after he's bought it is just a sellout move. A true fan would never do that. So Sheikh Yassim, on the other hand, wants the Glazers fully out. He wants nothing to do with the Glazers, does not want the Glazers lingering around at the club. He wants 100% ownership of the club, and that's been one of his key terms of the bid. And number 7, the final one, Sheikh Yassim will be the sole owner of United. Sir Jim owns Nice, a club in France. If someone came to you and said that they're already doing the same job at another place and are totally crap at the job, why the hell would you think that they'd do a better job at your place? That is exactly what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is doing. He is running a club in France, Club Nice, and is doing a complete and utter terrible job of doing that. Why would we then think, oh, okay, you're doing a fantastically rubbish job at Nice, so we'll give you a bigger job and you can take over Man United because we think you'll do better. Arguably, the French league is a lot easier to conquer than the Premier League. Of course it is. You've got literally 2-3 teams that you're competing against, PSG, and that's it really. So Nice should be up there, but they're not. They're somewhere in the mid-table and they're absolutely rubbish. He's not invested any money in the club. The fans hate Sir Jim. They're not happy with him. No one around the club is happy. This spells trouble for United fans. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to not spend a penny of his own on the club, and we are just going to get another reincarnation of the Glazers. We need to wake up, smell the coffee, and we need to come out and put a stop to this ASAP. We need to stop Sir Jim coming out with these crazy statements saying that he's still in there and still wants to buy United. We need to tell him right now to back the hell off, man. Just go off. Go and buy Liverpool. Go and buy some other club, man. You cannot come and buy United with your loans and with your debts and load them onto the club. We want someone without any loans, without any debt, and just a clean-cut takeover. And that's why Sheikh Yassim is the fans' favourite. Everyone knows. You have to be completely mad to think that Sir Jim is a better option. I mean, look, I'm not going to say that you can't have your opinions. You can have your opinions. If you want to go with Sir Jim, fine by me. That's fine. But if we are going to ever try and compete with the likes of City, Newcastle, PSG, Real Madrid, we need someone just as rich as their owners to compete, or else we're always going to be living in hope to sign the best players, to compete against them, to have the best facilities. We're never going to reach that stage. Real Madrid have done it for years. They've signed the top players for record fees. And why? Because they end up winning. They win things. That is it. The simple equation, the simple formula is you put money in, you get success. You don't put money in, you don't get success. That is it. And if you think anything else, you're living in dreamland. Hit that like button and subscribe for more news on Takeover as and when it happens. Goodbye.